The 8-pound miracle inside your head has been downloading data since your birth. That data or experiences that only you have molds how you view and interact with the world. The thing is when you have 8 billion uniquely crafted brains that all think that they are right, conflict arises. I will explain why disagreements happen and how we are actually a lot more alike than we think. Let's go. Disclaimer, of course, conflict may be necessary in certain scenarios. I'm not ignoring the importance of conflict when necessary. This video is directed more towards those aspects of conflict that are not of the utmost importance for the well-being of mankind. And that being said, let's continue. All right, so how you think, feel, behave, and ultimately how you experience life makes up what I will be calling your mental and emotional conditioning. And what mental and emotional conditioning basically means is how your mind has been shaped by all the possible factors that make you, you. All right, so what are all those possible factors? Your genetics, childhood, your culture, the time and history of which you live, life experiences, relationships, and anything else you can think of. And all these things combined is how most people would define themselves. It's largely our identity. However, what if I were to tell you that there is more to you than just that? So there's two sides of it. There's the mental and emotional conditioning, and then there's that side that has baffled science since the beginning of time, and that is consciousness itself. How is it possible that you are in that particular body, aware and able to feel? So hopefully I can explain this consciousness part, or what a lot of spiritual traditions would call beingness. Stay with me here. I know this sounds a little mystical or woo-woo, but I promise it's totally applicable and beneficial to your life when it comes to arguments and conflict. All right, so if you don't really know what I mean by beingness or conflict, let's try out this little exercise real quick. So I want you to say the word turtle in your head and really listen for it. All right, you heard it? All right, let's do it one more time, but this time ask yourself, are you that word, that thought you hear, or are you the watcher or listener of that thought? All right, so let's try it again. Turtle. We'll say it in your head though. All right, so if you get still and really listen, you will see that you are not that thought, but rather the listener of that word you hear inside your head. And that is, you are the awareness that is behind the thought, the experiencer of that thought. It's like you are the sky and the clouds are passing by on top of it. So how can this help you being the watcher of your thoughts with conflict? So if we don't ever tap into this beingness or just the presence of reality that just is, we become very limited to only being able to see the world through our own veil or lens of mental and emotional conditioning, or simply put, our opinions and beliefs. And that right there is where conflict arises. We forget that our perspective is our own version of reality and nobody else's. When two people are arguing, the one thing that they are both unconsciously agreeing on is they are both oblivious to the fact that they are projecting their own version of reality and not reality itself. And those are not the same. Reality has no opinion, it just is. This is where that being aspect comes into play. Being the listener that just is, and it's not biased, it's just aware. So hopefully that gives you some insight into your own beliefs and opinions. Listen to them come up from your conditioned mind. And also keep in mind that these very different versions of reality is a great thing. The world would not have as many varieties of all the amazing things we love so much, like TV shows, food, fashion, sports, inventions, hobbies. We all make up the collective spectrum of human consciousness. And we need this spectrum. The world would not be as far as long as it is right now without it. So while we may get angry that people don't see the reality that we do, it's actually one of our greatest blessings. And underneath all of that, remember that beingness just is for all of us. And that is something we all have in common. Thanks for watching.